Holy heck, what is this? Look what just dropped. Hold on. Marathon stuff.
Players want more challenge. The whole point of an extraction shooter is that you're challenged to even survive in this world.
We heard loud and clear from the alpha. The world didn't feel dangerous. The world didn't feel lived in.
Tau Ceti 4 to us is this place that really doesn't want you there. And that sort of survival narrative really fits really well with the kind of world that we're creating.
The world needs to feel like there is something sinister underneath the surface, even when the colors are really bright.
You should not be here.
We want to marry the classic Bungie game feel, where you are blasting stuff in the face and it feels amazing, with the sort of high tension of the survival genre.
If you want good loot, you have to go to places where you're taking risks, either risks from other players or risks from AI.
So we have all these tools now, Rook with Prox Chat and the way the game works and sort of how tense it is.
I guess it kind of looks
all those things work
better.
together really well.
At least from what I saw.
You have another Rook. Come on, stop that. No. Sorry.
They bring out the proximity chat. They're talking about the proximity. Sorry, bud. Vision of Marathon. Somewhere in the heavens.
The Marathon ship is essentially a ship that we sent out from Earth, an Earth that was overpopulated, to explore and colonize a star far away that we call Tau Ceti. In a lot of ways, it's like the tale of humanity trying to go out into the dark void of space, find a place to colonize, and failing terribly at it.
Everyone's gone, something catastrophic happened.
That's great.
And it's not just their absence that's important, it's the things that they left behind.
The modern race to Tau Ceti all started when a mysterious signal came through the galaxy.
The turmoil that sort of ensues gives rise to all these corporations that were invested in this Marathon project, now going, what happened? How do we recoup our investment?
And then layered on top of that is the greed and corruption of all of the different factions and corporations and revolutionary groups.
In our version of the world, we send people out not just to discover what happened, but also to collect from the things that remain there, and those people are runners.
As a runner, you're a biocybernetic mercenary who's traded their human body for a biosynthetic one.
You're not an unkillable god slayer. You are a mercenary, a disposable mercenary. You will live, you will die.
They are not people. You are the person. You go into that shell and adopt the personality matrix that is specifically designed to help you do the thing that you need to do. And you've been hired by these factions to come to Tau Ceti to scavenge it for anything that might be of value.
As a runner, you've left your body behind. You've traveled light years so that you can have access to the ultimate payday.
With extraction shooters, it is all about survival. There are other people who want the same things that you want, and it's up to you to best them.
Oh, they got the grapple going. I'm not sure if they had a grapple at it all.
But there's quiet periods where you're listening for the anticipation of something.
Alpha or whatever.
In the distance. Did I just hear a gunshot? Did I hear AI just alert?
Wonder how good their audio is going to be. Oh, look at the little smiley face.
And then there's the loud, bombastic action moments where the minute something is alerted, the minute you're in that fight, now it's go time. Players particularly pose a lot of danger to you. They can make a lot of decisions that you might find illogical and completely trick you into scenarios.
Illogical? Yeah, that's me.
Sometimes the best loot box is another player that you see along the way.
Heck yeah.
So there's a few different ways you can play the game.
Ooh, that looks better.
One of them is you can play in group, both with your friends and also through crew fill, which will just match you with 2 other players. You can play solo, and you'll jump into a game with a bunch of other solo players.
You could see other
In solo, I
people's
think the
gear,
stakes
it looks
are a bit
like.
higher, right? You have only yourself to rely on.
You still have prox chat, so you can call out to other solos, but you are playing a tense alliance game where it's really up to them whether or not they decide to honor or respect that alliance you might have created.
Oh no.
It's all about
Poor
figuring
guy.
out what's your investment, what's your stake, when to get in, when to get out, and when to kill the other guy. Being good at Marathon is like playing poker with guns.
You are not welcome here. Chapter 2.
One of the things we've really focused on is making sure the environments are selling the tone we want to hit with the game.
We
looks
brought
nice.
a little bit of groundedness, a little bit of grit, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of that mood that kind of is necessary for an
Sweet.
extraction shooter to feel dangerous.
Our biggest goal has always been player immersion.
We're trying to keep everything as believable and realistic as possible.
So we cranked up all the material responses, feel accurate, feel realistic. You know, you'll get gloss, you'll get crud and mud. And no one of those things is all that sexy, but when you layer in just a little bit more, you know,
That looks
responsive play,
cool.
a little
I
bit
like
more
the green.
responsive to the player, things will part, water will pool, layer in
green
all these different
environments.
things. The world becomes much more alive. It feels like a real place. And then when you're feeling like a real place and you feel in danger,
oh, wall axe.
now your run matters.
I look back at some of the alpha
Yeah, these
shots,
forests
and
look
it's kind
really
of hard
cool.
to tell when it's sunny or when it's rainy. Weather feels like weather now. But like when it's sunny, you get this really nice like bleaching effect. It feels bright.
Nice.
It feels like warm when it's sunny now. I feel like we're just celebrating that color so much more. I think it just contributes to the whole effect.
So we have dead bodies in the game now. We also have like decay on the runners themselves. Like you'll actually see them fall apart. We're actually dropping the body. The body
Oh,
stays
that's
there. And
sick.
the body slowly decays over time as you loot it.
So you come into a room and you see a bunch of carnage.
That's cool.
But you see one body is still pristine. You know that their killer is probably close, and you are not safe. If everybody is just a
that's
messy
really
goop,
cool.
you're probably okay.
Audio is a huge gameplay component in Marathon. Every sound plays a function.
These environments look nice. I like them. Really cool.
Footsteps tell players everything. It's telling you what is the type of threat that's around you. Where are they at? Are they above you? Are they far away? Are they close by? So if I'm in bioresearch and I hear a particular material type, I know, hey, they're on the second floor and they're in this room. Our hero is the world. So we're constantly trying to figure out where can music help reinforce what is the vibe and intent of this place.
There was the discussion about the interaction between score and sound design. And I wanted to create a score that wasn't just like full of instruments you've heard before. The job was, how can I make what I'm seeing, this race to survival, even more nervous and even more terrifying and or even more thrilling?
Those glasses mean he's serious. A graveyard without
We have 4
headstones.
zones, and each one of those zones has its own sort of approach to kind of level design and what it asks players to kind of think about and do. You're going to start with perimeter. You're kind of on the outskirts of the colony. It's a little more spread out. You got a little bit more areas to be safe and to sneak around, but it's also a little more straightforward.
It really brings this sense of scale. It sits like in our fantasy as expansion site for the colony on the very edges of where they had settled on Tau Ceti. UESC are also there trying to understand what has happened and secure the area. Death is a part of Marathon. It happens a lot, even on perimeter, which we talk about as a more friendly zone to new runners. You are still gonna die a lot.
Attention, unauthorized runner. You are trespassing in a military security zone.
It was really important to us that the UESC were not trivial to fight.
When you face them on Tau Ceti as a runner, you are the outlaw. You are trespassing.
They have a little bit of this haunted tone. So you can see they have this floating locomotion, they get these sparks, they have these sigils over their faces. Sometimes their behavior feels almost like they're possessed a little bit, like are they taking in commands from a remote AI? The elite tier is sort of like this dark blue. The mini boss tier is more like a lilac. The boss tier is just gonna be dipped in red.
They have these tendrils that latch out and leech onto you and start sucking away at your consciousness.
Oh.
You're getting into marsh. You're starting to understand something bad happened here, and you're seeing signs of that in a way that wasn't apparent on perimeter.
On Dire Marsh, we've got the anomaly, and it's this strange alien entity that has erupted up out of the ground.
You're really feeling signs that this is more of an epicenter of where things went wrong on this colony.
It's got a different style of gameplay. It's more like a central complex that is rich with overlapping areas and regions that you can find yourself kind of bleeding from one encounter to another.
It's a great map to go in when you just want some action, and you're gonna need somewhere to farm.
Each map has different weather systems, it has different dynamic events that can happen, and your approach to them is never going to be consistent.
One of the needs that the design team thought that we should have is more challenging PvE activities.
Each of our zones has these bigger events that don't happen every session, but when they do happen, you'll know they're happening.
Building these types of events into the
Public
world
event.
shake up your run and make you decide, like, what do you want to risk?
Then you get to Outpost. And Outpost is a more functional, thriving UESC facility. There's scan drones flying overhead, the UESC's everywhere, there's tripwires, there's a weather hazards. It's a lot of stuff you're up against from the get-go.
Outpost is a smaller map, but it's also a lot more vertical. It's built around a specific building that we call the pinwheel.
This is just this meat grinder of a structure that's like a corkscrewed building that has nooks and crannies and hallways, and it just becomes a real, real cluster when you're in there fighting.
Beep.
The floor is raised on Outpost,
Cool
and
stuff.
nothing is free.
Looks nice.
The pinwheel hosts some of the best loot opportunities.
But it's noisy, players are gonna know you're doing it, so there's extra risks.
The character you're going to spend the most time with is the zones. Understanding each personality of every zone. That's the storytelling every player gets.
Every time you're on the planet, you can look up and see the ship floating and looming in the skybox, reminding you of why this place even exists, but also reminding you that something up happened here, and you got to figure out what it was.
We have to figure it out. Death is the
Marathon
first step.
has a lot of loot in it. It's a huge pie. There's a ton of different implants at every rarity. There's a ton of different runner cores for each runner. There's over 400 weapon mods. Like, it's just an outlandish number of items to collect.
There's going to be a really interesting period of discoverability where players sort of figure out, what are the pieces that I have available to me? How do I get them? And how do I put them together into something that's awesome?
Releasing next month. Nah, it's probably gonna be like September or something.
You can go through and look at how many iconic weapons have come from Bungie.
Technically, it was supposed to come out in September, so maybe it's not too far off.
Matching that legacy.
Maybe it's like March or something.
Visually, they're all really,
I think
really
Bungie
distinct
usually shoots
and
for like
clearly
February or
Marathon.
March.
But we wanted animation-wise, a majority of them to feel recognizable. So when you put them in your hands, you knew how to use them.
Especially since they don't really have anything for Destiny right now.
Increase certain stats on the guns, that battery SMG. The gold mod full-blown turns it into the Needler.
The Needler? What
The
the
sidearm
heck?
is a gun that is
Sick.
effective in close quarters, but maybe not too much outside of that. But the gold mod on this gun puts a suppressor on it, and then when
Gold
I kill
mod?
something with this gun, I turn invisible.
Exotics.
And then that
Gold
lends
exotic
it to
mod.
other build crafting if I want to.
Dang, imagine
sort of
if they
stack
put like
into how
exotic mods in
invisible
Destiny.
can I be.
That change things up like crazy.
Even some weapon mods can improve stats and your runner shell's capabilities. So there's lots of different ways to raise the floor of your stats so
Sweet.
that you're coming into each run strong.
I do love the colors and the lighting.
Runner shells are a bioprinted body that you inhabit when you go down to Tau Ceti to scavenge the ruins of the Lost Colony. Each of our launch shells is really an archetype of gameplay. So if you want to play like a frontline tank, if you want to play a rat character that wants to sneak around, if you want to find those rats, we have a shell for you.
Those freaking rats.
The idea there is like, have a broad spectrum that everyone can kind of find a little bit of a home to, and then we're gonna build on top of that.
Oh, my neck.
Cores and implants mold the kit into a playstyle that you want.
So examples of those are like, on Thief, I get a second grapple. On Destroyer, I pull out my Riot Barricade, and as it takes damage, it's actually converting that damage into shield back to me.
Oh, that's cool.
These can be used in combination with each other to shift the gameplay style of your runner kit.
At any point you feel like you don't want to risk anything, or maybe you're down on your luck and you want the opportunity to get back, Rook's your guy.
Rook is a prototype runner shell.
It's a mode where we make it easy for you to just kind of drop into a match that's in progress and run about and try to scavenge as much as possible.
You are going in solo to a run that's already in progress. You don't have a team, you have a very limited loadout, but you're not risking anything. This lets you kind of get in, grab a little bit of loot, and then bail.
So when you get like a really powerful gun or implant or core, it is unlocking some new space or new challenge that you've never done before, and the loot is helping you reach greater heights.
Gold sniper. Their whispers betray them. Whisper of the Worm?
Faction agents are such a big vehicle for tone.
Those caterpillars
for
are
the
so
world.
cool.
Each faction
they're showing
has
more
their own motivations,
Mida.
their own desires, the things they're going to ask you to do.
We've got Traxxas. They're the most powerful corporation in human history. They have very long arms and very deep pockets to kind of get
Or
what
these
they
like
want.
corporations.
They might ask you to go and find specific
It's like the
weapons
traders,
or
basically.
mods.
Congratulations, runner. Your last performance evaluation was rated on track.
If you're a PvP player, one of the factions is called Arachne. They're essentially a death cult. What that translates to is that they're asking you to go and kill other runners.
The sacred
That's crazy.
thermodynamics of violence.
Yeah, I really want them to dive
Mida
into more
is all about
dark
destruction.
themes.
They are going to give you grenades, they're going to give you claymores.
Something Destiny
they're
should have
gonna
been
let
doing,
you
but-
blow the place up.
And they are irreverent and dangerous. They
This is
might
probably gonna
ask
be a
you
teen
to
game, though. I don't even
upload
think
this
they've announced what
malware
rating
into
it
a
is.
UESC dropship, and as it leaves, it explodes and careens off into the distance.
We have big plans. Explosive. Visionary.
Crazy
Each of
guy.
our factions has an upgrade tree that you unlock progressively as you gain reputation with them.
And along the way, you're going to unlock these capstones that are these special upgrades. When you unlock that final capstone,
Allows you to do
you're
something
getting
with
access
Claymore
to the
Mines.
best stuff in the market. You're getting gold items.
In addition, these
Bionic
faction
leg
upgrades can
upgrades.
increase your runner's base stats, and those base stat upgrades are permanent for the rest of the season.
Rest of the season, huh? So they're gonna wipe us.
Access denied.
Darius, you know me. Did you miss
Lost,
your last round of
found.
maintenance?
Don't search. Don't dig. Don't question.
Darius?
Access denied.
Hey,
Access
it's
denied.
okay. It's just me.
You're not alone.
The Codex is a suite of achievements, collectibles,
So I
audio
really hope
logs,
there's like
things that you're
cool
finding in
loot
Run
and
that
secrets
we're going to track
and
for you over time.
like puzzles and
The more you
all
find
that.
these items, the more story you're unlocking about them and what their role is in the world.
Oh, burger.
Why they're here, who cared about them, why they're as valuable as they are.
I'm repeating myself with these entries, but any fears inherent in the scope of this endeavor seem unfounded.
Within the Codex, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can unlock. Runner skins, weapon skins,
Oh,
weapon
skins.
charms, stickers, emblems, backgrounds for your profile, and titles.
So it's everything from your first steps on the world of Tau City 4 all the way through to becoming a Vidmaster and taking on the most extreme challenges.
Isn't there a title like that in Destiny? They're awaiting Cryo Archive.
The Marathon ship is the hardest place to survive in this game. And if you're not ready to take your best stuff, well, you're not going to survive.
Ooh.
It's like a heist.
It's the
for a
end
runner.
game.
Cryo Archive is big in and of itself, but it's also cold. It's also hostile.
It's going to test every aspect of the survival game. Probably going to be forced to run to players in ways you haven't been on other maps.
Everybody's getting blasted.
You're going to run into basically every type of environmental threat you have faced before. You're going to fight a who's who of the highest tier UESC units, and the UESC are there in this presence you haven't seen before.
It's really cool because each of the vaults is more successively challenging than the next. And that 7th vault is where you both are going to get the coolest thing, but also where you're going to learn the most about what happened to this place.
At some point in your journey,
Yeah,
in the Cryo
give me that
Archive,
mystery.
you might start wondering if the UESC are there to keep you out, or
Human.
if they're actually there to keep something else in.
I think the thing that I'm most excited about for Marathon is getting into the hands of our players.
The biggest thing I want people to take away from Marathon is that it still feels amazing. It still feels like it has that spark.
It takes all the aspects that I think Bungie is really good at. First-person feel and gunplay, the super deep, crazy sci-fi lore, and it mixes up all those things together in a really amazing PvP package.
That's what
it
I
really
want.
comes down to every single discipline that's working on the game. The animation has to be good, the sound has to be good, everything has to be working in harmony.
That's when the controller fades away, the screen fades away, you're just immersed in the world.
That is what we're trying to live up to with Marathon.
Justin Truman.
It is a mad dash. I'm not going to front about that. It's a mad dash to the finish, but that's when you got to put in the elbow grease and the extra sweat and what it takes to get this done.
Let's go, dudes. That's what Destiny needs also, man.
Dude, what is this? What is it?
Let's go.
5 people in the extract.
Cool. It's looking good. March. I knew it. I knew it. Sweet. All right, well, that's exciting. I'm up for it. I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's good.